Hello everyone and welcome to another cybersecurity analyst course series. Today we'll be talking about moving and renaming files in directories. We've started our Linux command line shell series and we've done 1 and 2. This is the part 3. The last class we were able to do how to copy files from one folder to another folder or from one folder to a directory. Now we want to see how we can rename, move and rename files very easily. So let me see what we have. The list ls is supposed to tell us the list of things that we have. Now let me start with copying, moving a file, renaming a file. Sorry, I want to rename this file 3.txt. What should I name it? Let me name it david.txt. That's my name, David. So how do I do that? Use the command move, then locate the file 3.txt. Then name it david.txt. So I do that. That's done. How do I confirm that? List. Check. This is now bearing david.txt. That is how you can rename a file very easily. Now another one to now do is to see how we can move to a new folder. I want to move this david.txt now into a new folder. Let me call the folder Linux command class. How do I do that? I use the word move, then the file is david.txt, then move it. Which folder am I going into? Linux command class. So I've located the folder Linux. This is the word directory in the cybersecurity and in Linux generally. So if you observe, the ones that are on blue are the folders or the directory. The one on white are just the files. So I want to move david.txt into Linux command class. Then I press enter. It has moved it. How do we confirm? List. You can see that you will not find david.txt again. It has been moved. So I want you to do the same thing. Try out the same thing. Move your own. You can move with cynthia.txt, bakary.txt. You can move all of these things very easily. So let's start now. How do we remove a file? How do we remove a file? To remove a file, you use the word remove, rm. Then what file do I want to remove? I want to remove my class.txt. My class.txt. Then press enter. That has been removed. So if I click on list, I'll discover that my class.txt is no longer here. Then how do you so if you want to remove something without any traces, you can use the word har to remove something recursively, and then it removes the word everything that that has to do with that stuff. Now another thing we can do is, if I want to remove a folder or directory, I'll use remove directory. So this remove directory only works on empty directories, directories that are empty. If something is inside, there will be an error. But if nothing is inside the directory, it will work. So how do I mean? Let me try and remove Linux command line now. Linux command class. Press enter. You can see that it's saying fail to remove Linux command class, directory not empty. As long as there is something inside, it won't remove it. Except we use a different command. I will still talk about that later. But let me create a new directory. Make directory. Let me call it hello. So see that hello is part of the directory that we have. This is hello. It's already a folder here. Then remove directory. So you can do recursively. to remove all of the things, or just let me just remove so that let me not confuse you. Remove directory hello. Hello. It has removed hello. Why did it remove it? Because there is nothing inside hello. But if there is something there, remove directory. Even though I use recursive for Linux command class now, so let me see this Linux command class now is saying invalid option. Try remove directory help for more information. Can you see that? So let me do that. Remove directory hyphen help. So now it's giving me option. Remove directory option directory if or directories if they are empty. Okay, you remove it if they are. Ignore each failure to remove a non-empty directory. P is parent. Oh, these are remove direction is ancestors. Remove directory. So don't confuse yourself with some of these things. We will still get into them. I don't want you to get confused. So if you have so much information, like I told you, you can just write the word clear to clear everything and start on a new worksheet. So I believe you've been able to see how we can remove directories and remove files. Now, another thing is, if you want to print out the content of a file, let's see, list. This is list. So this is something that we have. This is long list. Hyphen and L, like this, long list. So this is a long list that tells us a lot of things. So this tells us the level of file permission that they have. We'll still talk about this in the next class. RW, we explain all of these things and the file permission that they have. We explain all of these things. So let me just clear. Now, if you want to print file content, how do we print file content? Oh, so let me list it so I know what I want to print. I think we created something inside this, but I can't remember the name of what we created again. So, but to list file content, just use the word cat, CAT. Then who knows the name of what we said in this Linux command? Because sometimes it's quite fine we should know the content. See, can you see something now? It said Linux command line is a directory. So I'm supposed to know the name of the file that I want to. What file did we create inside? Okay, so let's just do it this way. Let's put a file inside the Linux command line. We'll remember the name of the file now. So let's call it I've used my name David. Let's call it Joshua.txt. So touch to create a new file, Joshua.txt is created. Let's see it, list it. We have Joshua.txt here. I want to move it into Linux command class. So what I'll say is move. Now say Joshua.txt and move it into Linux command class. Okay, but remember we've not created anything inside, any text inside it yet. So we've not created anything inside yet. So just for this example, then put your slash like this. So I'm moving it inside here. List. We can't find Joshua.txt again. Okay, good. Now let us now print out the content of it. We say cat now Linux command class slash Joshua This is the file part. Inside inner command class, we have visual.txt. Then press enter. See that it's giving us nothing. It's correct, but not giving us anything. Why? Because we don't have anything inside. So, but if we have something, created something inside, it will give us the list of what we have created inside. So I think we are able to see now that this is actually correct. Joshua.txt. Okay. Can we see how we can write some content inside? So let's echo some content. Echo how are you? How are you? Then we put it inside Linux command class slash Joshua.txt. Press enter. So we are putting what's the meaning of this? Echo is to print out a statement. So we want to write echo, how are you? But we don't want to write it out. We want to put it inside this Joshua.txt. Remember, Joshua.txt is under Linux command line. So let's cut it now. Cut Linux command class slash Joshua.txt. Can you see this now? How are you? Another thing we can now do is to see, we can write the first few lines, the last few lines. It depends on the level of content that we have. There's what they call head, there's what they call tail.